Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dani and Carrie show.
I'm Dani.
And I'm Carrie.
And today we are going to talk about our top 5 favorite fantasy books while also doing this diamond painting.
Yes, I bought this a long time ago. Actually, peak 2020. I got it on Wish, of course. And I wanted a big painting, but I didn't look at the size, and I just kind of went like, yep, that's fine. And then when it came, I unrolled it. I was like, why is this so big? And it's like, it's as tall as me. As you can see, it's huge. So yeah, this is gonna take me years, but thankfully Dani wanted to help me with this. So
yes, I'm here to help.
Yeah, perfect opportunity.
Exactly. So let's dive right in, shall we? Okay. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, I'll let you go with first, and I'll just start going here, and you can.
Sounds good.
So let's start with, this is going to be your number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
5.
So my number 5 is Clockwork Princess. It's the 3rd in the Infernal Device series, and I love the whole series, honestly. It was one of my favorites, obviously, since it's my top 5, but the reason why I picked the last one, because that one, it had such like a high emotional impact, so much adventure, and like at the end it left me kind of sad because the adventure was ended, and I wanted it to continue. And there were some things that happened too, and I was happy for the characters, but I was also sad. And yeah, that is my top 5.
Okay. My 5th would be, should I put this one here? You know what? This is quite interesting because mine has to be Clockwork Angel. And actually, okay, so I didn't do the same thing as what Carrie did. I picked the first book to represent a whole series. So I kind of cheated a little bit. So
that's all right.
Yeah, so this book just represents the entire Infernal Devices series. So this series, Carrie kind of explained it a bit, but it follows Tessa, Will, and oh my gosh, what's the other guy's name? Jem.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways, Jem. Yes. So it follows the 3 of them. Tessa has basically traveled to London to find her brother because she got a letter stating that he needed her urgently, and she's from New York. So she travels to London, and she is in search of her brother, and right away she gets kidnapped, and she's like taken to this house, and I don't want to go too much into detail from there, but I mean, it is a Shadowhunters novel, so she gets into the Shadowhunter world. And honestly, I thought this whole series was very cohesive. It had everything that I was looking for in a series of a bit of romance. Keep in mind, this is YA, so nothing hardcore or anything like that. It was light romance with a really good story, really good. I thought there was good action, a really good twists and surprises, and you were learning more about the Shadowhunters world. Because at this point, this was both of our second series that we had read in the Shadowhunters universe.
Yes.
So we were already introduced to a lot of the things of the world, and the Shadowhunters language and stuff like that. So it was we both really, really loved it.
Yeah. I love that way better than Mortal Instruments, but I'm happy that I started with Mortal Instruments because there was some Easter eggs in that book that happened in this one. Yeah. And it was just kind of nice to kind of have that piece together a little bit. So.
Yeah, I will say that I plan on reading The Last Hours.
I think we're going to read it almost at the same time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'm getting through a few things right now, but The Last Hours is on my radar. Okay, that's my number 5. You're up with number 4.
Number 4. Wish Song of Shannara by Terry Brooks. This is the third in the series, but okay, let's be honest here. If you know Shannara, you know that there's actually 32 books in the series. They're all like mini series, but and the reason why I picked number 3 is because I really like the main character. Her name is Bryn Umsford. So I'll just read the back actually. An ancient evil is stirring to new life, sending its ghastly moored race to destroy mankind. To win through the vile growth that protects this dark force, the druid Alanon needs Bryn Umsford, for she alone holds the magic power of the Wish Song. Reluctantly, Bryn joins the druid on his dangerous journey, but a prophecy foretells doom as evil nurses its plans to trap the unsuspecting Bryn into a fate far more horrible than death. Yeah, and you can tell like this book is well used because I've read it quite a few times. So
Really?
yeah, yeah, and I do plan on reading it again. It's the Shannara series is really, really, really good. And it's like it said, there are 2 books, so each book is so different characters. Some characters do come back, but I don't know.
So could you read them as standalones?
So you could, I think. There is some. So if I look in the front here, so like here you see like. So this one's part of like there's like 4 books, and then the next one's like there's four books in that series and stuff. So you could read those series on their own.
So it's kind of like Shadowhunters.
Kind of. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 4, and I gotta reference my list. I have a reading journal that I've made, and we can do a flip through in another video.
Yeah, her journal is really cool, and I'm kind of jealous.
But I just want to make sure. Okay, my number 4 it's going to be shown up on the screen somewhere with magic, but it is A Court of Thorn and Roses. Yeah. And again, that book represents the series as a whole. I have just finished the 5th book of the series, and I loved the series. I really, really did. It was a really nice adventure. So it follows a girl named Feyre, and she is a human. So there's humans and there's fae, which are fairies. And they're like beings that have magic, and they're like strong, and they live like a really, really long time. And there's this wall that separates them, the human and the fae, and the humans are very, very afraid of them. And while Feyre's family is starving and poor, because of some things happened with her father, he's a merchant and whatnot. And some things fell through, so now they're poor. And Feyre, who was just what old was she when she was going on? I think she was like 14 or
yeah, she was like 12 or 14.
Yeah,
like she was very young.
Yeah, so she had to basically hunt out in the woods for her. She had 2 older sisters, Nesta and Elaine. Nesta's the oldest, Elaine, and then Feyre. And Feyre goes into the forest, and she kills this ginormous wolf. She skins the wolf, and she brings back the meat and all that stuff, and to feed her family. And she goes to sell the wolf's pelt. Well, turns out that the wolf was fae, and that is just explodes into a whole world of adventure. I won't go into details about what happens later on, but it's a story of love, of adventure, of action, of tragedy. It's really good. Obviously it's a highly popular series, but I just wanted to dive in and really just enjoy the adventure. And that's exactly what it was. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had a hard time making my top 5, honestly. And then I was like, Court of Thorn Roses, and I was like, where does that fit? Because I did love that series too. But I think that if we did a top 10, it would probably be like 6 or 7.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. And you've read a lot more fantasies than me. I've just started kind of getting excited this past year.
Yeah.
Thanks to shout out to our friend Olivia, and we don't forget about you, Aaron. We're not forgetting about you there. But thanks to Olivia, basically starting reading a bunch and whatnot. Then now I've just been reading so much more. But yeah, you are the queen. Okay, that's my 4. What is your number 3?
My number 3, and it's funny that we're talking about Sarah J. Maas, is Tower of Dawn. This one is it the 5th? Oh crap. I can't remember if it's the 5th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
The 7th?
Is there 8 books?
Is there 8 books? Yeah, the series is over there.
I'm not sure if it's in the shot, but it is over there.
It's the 7th in the series, and
wow, that book is so many.
Yeah, I really loved.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
just
cover.
It's a
She's
beautiful
really
cover.
good additions.
Yeah, I really loved this one. Like, even though I loved all the other ones, this one blew me away. It does follow other characters, and I know when I first started the chapter, I was like, no, I don't want these characters. I want to follow the other one. What happened? And then once I got through like a couple of chapters, then I was hooked. And then I was like, I don't want to go back to the other characters. I want to just stay here in this one. And it was just, I don't know. I loved it. But if you haven't read the series, I think the first one, well, the prequel is The Assassin's Blade. The real first book is Throne of Glass, and I'm sure people have heard about it. It's very popular. But essentially, what was her name?
Selena,
thank you. She is an assassin, and she gets into trouble. And anyway, she goes on this huge adventure. There's lots of war. There's, again, tragedy and love and heartbreak and since she's an assassin, also a lot of murder. But other than that, like, highly recommend the series too. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because I made that list for like a 2024 list, because I really started only reading 2025, because I only really started like actively, like aggressively reading in 2025. I forgot about Throne of Glass.
Oh, no worries. I know.
So I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad it got a mention.
No worries. Yeah, when I was trying to find out like what are my top 5 books, I was trying to think of like past books that I read that were fantasy, and it was really hard. And I'm sure that I've forgotten a couple of books that I absolutely love that I might have borrowed from someone or read in the library or something. But yeah.
Okay, my number 3. Again, I don't have it back here. So again, it's gonna be in the magic, because I just want to make sure. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, I know exactly which one this is. So this is actually The House on the Cerulean Sea series by T.J. Klune. Oh,
yeah, you
how
told me.
Can I even like?
Yeah, you told me about this
series. Oh my goodness. Now, this is what I would call a cozy fantasy.
Oh, okay.
There's not. I found in the first book, I was kind of looking for that epic adventure, but once I realized that this was like a feel-good, cozy fantasy, I have not felt every emotion with a book before, like when I have felt with that book. Because it was just like, I'd be crying, like happy crying, I'd be sad crying. I was just so happy for like, it was just such a feel-good book. Like, it wonderfully written. Yeah, I really, really love it. So it follows a man named Arthur. No, Arthur is in the second book. I'm sorry. Linus Baker is the one who it follows in the first book. And he basically is a worker for the government of magical youth. I forget the exact acronym of what it's called, but he works for the government of magical youth. And he is not magical. So there are magical beings in the world that have all these different like anatomies. It's kind of almost reminds me of X-Men a lot because like there's so many different, like there's not just like humans and then they're like, it's hard to describe. So, but there's some people with powers that look human, and like one of the characters is a gnome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. One's a dragon.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like dragons.
I know. And another character from the book is she's a sprite. Like almost like a little pixie.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, a very, very interesting, Linus has to basically go to this house in the Cerulean Sea, so it's far away from what he's used to. He lives in the city. He lives a very 9-to-5 schedule, but he's been given this assignment to go to this house, and he is like a social worker. So he is going to audit this house to make sure that the children under the care of Arthur Parnassus, I think that's his last name or how you pronounce it. So under the care of Arthur, to make sure that they are safe and taken care of. So that's exactly what this book is. It's Linus doing that, showing up. He is meeting the children, meeting Arthur, and and then you get thrown into the whole world. It's just absolutely lovely, lovely. And if you are ever interested in just like reading a fantasy that you might be interested in, just honestly, just really just feeling happy and like a general like feel good story. It is really, really good. Like I the first one I gave 4 out of 5 stars, but again I think it was just because I was expecting that like Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorn and Roses, like that big like battles and all these things and stuff like that. Yeah. It's not that the problems and stuff like that in that book weren't big and weren't important and weren't real. They were just it was very different, and I really appreciated how it was. I really, really, really liked it.
I think I might add that to my TBR.
You should.
It sounds very lovely.
You should.
All right. Where's my... Oh, there. Okay. So, yeah. Number 2. So this is the Magic Kingdom of Landover. This is volume 1 because I bought the volumes.
Wait, what does that mean?
So volume 1 has 3 books in one, and there's 3. No, is there 2 Yeah, there's 2 volumes plus a single book that I have. So I have 7 books. So I loved this series. It's so good. Every book. And I picked volume 1 because I really like volume 1, but honestly, it was really hard to pick just one. It's basically Ben Holiday. He's a lawyer from Chicago, and he's super bored with his life, and he just wants some excitement. And if you remember back in the day, we probably still do, but like in Christmas holidays, like you'd have like the Sears catalog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and... anyways, and like you could peruse and stuff. Well, basically he finds this catalog and he's like perusing it, and he sees that there's a magical kingdom for sale, and he just says, what the heck, it's probably a scam, whatever, I'm doing it. And he buys this magical kingdom, and then it tells him that he needs to go to a certain location. So he goes to this magical location, and he's expecting, it's a scam, whatever. And then it turns out he gets sucked into this other world, and it's desolate. There's a castle. It's decrepit. He's like, what is going on here? And anyways, after that, it's just an adventure. He needs to figure out how to run a magical kingdom, and I don't know. I can't recommend this one enough. Like, it's so good.
Wow.
Yes.
That sounds really interesting, actually.
It is very interesting, and it's like, you know, you just go from regular Joe Schmo, and then all of a sudden you're thrust into this world, and you're just like, all right, how do I survive and how do I get back?
Yeah. So all 3 books in that volume have to do with like what happens throughout.
All 7 books.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's all him trying to survive, and there's like all kinds of magical creatures that he encounters. Most of them try to help him, others are trying to thwart him or kill him. But yeah, no, it's so good.
Cool. Okay, my number 2. I only have the cover, but it is Light Lark. Oh my gosh, this is, if you haven't read this, this is so good. Oh my gosh, I am just like, it is absolutely incredible. And oh my gosh, I was so excited today. She just dropped that she released, so she dropped quite a few information bombs on us.
Ooh.
And it was essentially that, one, so there's currently 3 books out in this series. Lightlark, Nightbane, and Skyshade. And she just said that it is actually going to be a 5-book series, so she can confirm it is 5 books, and the 4th one is releasing on December 2nd. So I pre-ordered that today. I love this one. So this follows a ruler named Isla. And in this book, there's essentially 6 rulers of 6 realms. And each realm has a power, but they also have a curse. And each curse is different for each ruler, for each realm, sorry. So for example, the wildlings, their power is that they are very like attuned to nature, and they can like will nature to their, so they can like grow flowers and vines and trees, and they can also communicate with some animals, like, and stuff like that. But their curse is that they eat human hearts. And
Jeez.
yes, that's their diet. And they kill the person that they love.
Oh,
Yes,
that's kind of
yes. They're
tragic.
cursed to kill the person that they love. So, and then another one. So the Sunlings, they have the power of fire, but their curse is that they can't go out during the daytime. So they're cursed to only go out at night. But they're
Wow.
Sunlings. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, that makes no sense.
I know. So that's their
That's
curse.
crazy.
I know, right? And then there's the Nightshades. And the Nightshades, so they can basically manipulate shadows and create curses, which is quite interesting.
That is interesting.
Yes, quite interesting. Now, not all of them can do that, but it's kind of something. And then, but their curse it's the opposite to the Sunlings. They can't go out at night. As soon as they go out at night, they die. Yeah.
So it's opposite to the Sunlings.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know. And then there is the Starlings, who they only live to be 25 years old. That's their curse. They only live to 25.
That's
Yeah.
kind of sad.
I know.
Like, party it up, guys. You only
Yeah.
have 25 years.
I know, it's crazy. So, but their powers is they are telekinetic.
Ooh.
And they have like powers with the stars and all that stuff. It's really cool. And then there's Moonlings, who can control water, and they have healing powers. But when there's a full moon, it is dangerous for them to be by the water. It will try to basically attack them and drown them.
Oh, damn.
Yes. And then the last are the Skylings. And the Skylings, they have the power of the wind,
but their curse is that they are no longer able to fly. They used to fly, but they are now grounded.
Well, I guess they're not skylings then.
No, but they technically still are.
Interesting.
Yes, because they can manipulate the wind.
Well, I guess, yeah.
So, anyway, so because they all have these curses, every 100 years, each of the 6 rulers from each of those realms come together on this island that appears called Lightlark. It only appears every 100 years. And the 6 rulers have to go there and they try to figure out a way to break the curse. They have 100 days to do that. It's called the Centennial. And so, yeah, that's basically the premise of the story. And it goes on a big adventure. And I kid you not, if I said the other one was a well-rounded story, this was even more so well-rounded because it had everything I wanted in a fantasy. It had the magic. It had the all of the action. It had romance. I can't even talk about the romance. And oh my goodness. And the twists, what are the things that you don't see coming? What are they called again?
Oh, geez. Like the suspense?
And the reveals. It's just, I know that Alex Astor advertises that you really are guessing until the last page. You really don't know exactly who's telling the truth and who's not. And she's not kidding. She is not kidding. The twists. That's what I'm looking for. There's so many, the twists, and it's incredible. And you think that that it's just the one book. No. She does the same thing with the first book, the second, and the third book. Each of them incredibly just as good as the next one. Oh man, I could talk on and on about this Lightlark series, as you can tell, but
oh yeah, every time that we see each other, she's just like, you need to read Lightlark. And I'm like, oh no, but I'm reading this other book. And she was like, you need to read Lightlark, not right. No. But yeah, and then it's so funny. And she almost beat me up for this because I specifically went to the bookstore after my birthday because I had a bunch of gift cards. And I went to get some more Cassandra Clare stuff. And then I was like, I need to buy Lightlark. And I walked out of there with other books besides Lightlark. And I got in the car and we're halfway home. And I was like, oh, I forgot. And then I told her and she's like, you need to turn around. You need to go back.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. I could go on and on and on about this series. It is just absolutely incredible. The romance isn't too much. It's all just so well-rounded. Alex Astor, she is a young author. I just can't help but think, but good for her and everything she's doing. She's coming out with more books. I've already pre-ordered her other 2 ones for this year. And oh man, she's just, yeah. So anyways, that's my number 2.
That is awesome.
Yeah. All right, Carrie, you're ready for your number 1.
It's not surprising if you know me. So I picked, of course, The Lord of the Rings. I picked The Fellowship of the Ring because it's first in the series of Lord of the Rings. I could have picked The Hobbit since it's a prequel, but I didn't because I started off with the Lord of the Rings series before I did The Hobbit. I actually watched the movies first. And this was in high school, and I told a friend of mine that I really loved the movies, and I wanted more. And he's like, go to the library and get the books. And I'm like, it's a book? What? Crazy. And anyways, I fell in love with J.R.R. Tolkien and all of his works, so incredible. And it's crazy because he wrote all this, this whole world based off of the language he created himself. And I just think that's just so fantastic. And anyways, if you haven't read this amazing masterpiece. I would highly recommend. I listen to the audiobook. I read it almost like every year, and like I watch the movies all the time. And yeah, I'm just a huge fan. I hope everybody enjoys this series. So yeah, that's my number one.
Curious. You know what my number one is? I feel like you know what my number one is.
Okay, we talked about this earlier, and I was like, I know that there's two. There's Light Lark.
Oh yeah, you definitely know what it is.
Yeah.
It's the Book of Doors.
Yeah, I need to read it. You raved so hard about it, but I'm surprised that Light Lark wasn't your number one.
I know. I do have Book of Doors as number one because similarly to House on the Cerulean Sea hasn't made me feel like a book hasn't made me feel so emotional like that one has. A book has never left me in so much awe and just like starstruckness, like or anything, than the Book of Doors. And I can't go into much of it because it's one of those things that like I can't wait for you to read it because I can't wait to talk about it afterwards. Because oh my gosh. Okay, so let me just get into how this starts.
Okay.
So it follows our main female character, and she works in a bookstore, and I think she's in her 30s, so she's right around our age. And she is just living her day-to-day life. Well, there's this old man that comes into the bookstore. He comes in often, maybe not every day, but I think he's a regular customer. And he comes in and he sits down and they have a conversation. I won't get into all the details, but she eventually ends up with this book called The Book of Doors. And what she doesn't realize is that The Book of Doors is a book that makes a door any door.
What?
Yeah. So it makes whatever door you are opening any door. So she gets this book and she tests it out. She has a roommate, and her roommate is a little more like impulsive, and she doesn't really like believe her friend at first that she's got this book. Well, anyways, they go out and they test out the book, and sure enough, they go to somewhere else in the world, and this book does work. They go through this door. Then they use this book to make their they made their apartment door any door in the entire, like any door. So then you start to think about it, because it's like, what could you use it for?
Yeah.
What other doors?
Yeah.
What other doors could you open? And the possibilities on that, like I cannot say anything more without spoiling the book, and I want to. Trust me, I want to. Yeah. And the ending, I was like, I don't know how they're gonna end this. And even then it went a step further than what I thought it was going to do. Even when the book was at its end, the way that it completely ended at the very last page, it still blew me away. I didn't expect that. I had to reread it like 5 times.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I love when a book does that, where you're, like, you're so surprised, and then you're like, okay, wait, did I actually read that or did I imagine it? And then you have to read it again.
I know. It really did. And it was just like, I had to like almost not go back, but I had to be like, oh my, like there was so much thought that was put into that book. I'm pretty sure, I feel like the author had one of those like drawings on like his like a board or something from a crime scene that, like connects all the things. Yeah. I swear to God, it was one of those, like, it's just, it's a book that really makes your mind think. And
I like that.
It was really incredible. Absolutely loved it. So yeah.
That is our top 5.
I think it's a really good top 5. Pretty solid. We have one from the same series. Our 5 is the same series.
That I thought that was really funny. I was like, because when you asked me for the first book, I was like, hey, where is it? Because it would be awesome if we could align that, and we did. So, excellent. Not intentional.
Well, thank you for tuning in. on this episode of the Dani and Carrie Show.
Yes, I hope you have a super fantastic day.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Yes. Bye.